Okay, my big idea is we need to raise $10 trillion more than we're raising now over the next 10 years. But the only way we're going to do it is if we all get religion on taxes. Okay? Question for all of you. What do these things have, critical economic justice goals have in common? Medicare for all, Green New Deal, free college, free public college, 21st century infrastructure program. What do they have in common? Taxes, right. No, money, yeah, okay, I'll take that too. Okay, look, we can't get these public investments unless we raise a lot more revenue. But we have two major obstacles. First one we know is this Republican monolith that basically believes that they pray at the altar of lower taxes and smaller government. But there's a second obstacle here, and that's ourselves. That's Democrats who they don't know where to go with this altar. They haven't arrived at the altar yet. They haven't figured it out. And we're not going to win this thing unless they join the altar, and that's the altar of much higher taxes. That's because we need to raise tens of trillions of dollars. And we need to raise tens of trillions of dollars for Medicare for all, for a Green New Deal, to create a just economy. But even if we set the Medicare for all and Green New Deal aside, which are the two big numbers here, we still need to raise at least $10 trillion more than we're raising now over the next 10 years. We need to do that to put a down payment on a Green New Deal. We need to do that to rebuild our crumbling infrastructure, to provide affordable childcare and housing, to make public college free, and to help students pay down their debt. We need to do that to make ACA health insurance plans more affordable in the short term. We can raise that $10 trillion by raising taxes on the wealthy and on corporations. Look at Democratic presidential candidates are laying that out. And it's not just Liz Warren and Bernie Sanders. Up and down the line, they're laying these things out. We put a major report out in April. It's called Fair Share Taxes. It lays out all the options that those candidates and many other options that are out there to do this. First, we've got to tax the wealthy. We've got to tax the investment income of the wealthy, not just their annual income that comes from their salaries. We need to equalize the tax rates between investment income, the income they make from wealth, and their wage income, or their salary income. We need a much more robust estate tax. Obviously, we need a Wall Street sales tax. Sarah has led the efforts on that. We need much higher corporate income taxes. We need a carbon tax to curb global warming. Needless to say, this is a very, very, very ambitious agenda, and it has formidable opposition. And it's not just the Republicans. There's too many Democrats who are too shaky on these issues, especially when it comes to the scale of change we're talking about. Too many Democrats are afraid of upsetting their campaign donors and angering their local multinational corporation employers. They're afraid of being called tax and spend liberals. Hey, wake up. You're going to be called tax and spend liberal next time you run for election, whether you like it or not. Democrats are afraid, they're even afraid of making the rich and corporations pay for their share taxes, even though it's a hugely winning issue with the electorate. So those waivers, we've got to give them some spine here. We can't let them get away with ducking on this anymore. Of course, we have a lot of power on our side. We won the message war. We lost the tax vote in 2017, but we won the message war. We won it again in 2018. The Republicans ran away from it. They're afraid of it. And we got Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, as Bob Borsad just said, championing their investment agenda is based on raising the money to pay for it. So the big idea is we got to raise that $10 trillion over the next 10 years, and that requires all of us getting religious on taxes. Here's where I think we need to start. First of all, I urge you to integrate the demand for fair share taxes into your demands for big and bold investments. Unless you keep hammering this with your constituencies, but also with members of Congress, things will not change. We need to own the tax issue just like we own the Medicare for all issue, the Green singing from the same hymnal. We need to brand the tax issue like we've branded a Green New Deal, Medicare for all, and free public college. Americans for Tax Fairness is beginning to roll out a brand-based research, thanks to Celinda Lake's help, and it's called Fair Share Taxes to create an economy that works for all of us. Third, support progressive tax legislation being introduced in Congress to lay a foundation for a debate in 2020. I don't have time to tell you the key, all of it, but Today, Representative Gomez is introducing a state tax bill. 37 members are on it, raises $350 billion. In 2 weeks, Representative Beyer, another member of the CPC, Senator Chris Van Hollen, Senator Sherbound, they're going to be introducing what's called a millionaire's surtax, raise $650 billion. It's going to going to increase the tax rates on the wealthy by 10 percentage points. It's designed as a moderate proposal to get moderate Democrats involved. And then in January, Representative Schakowsky and Representative Ocasio-Cortez are going to, I believe, they will be introducing a bill that will be a major overhaul of how the wealthy gets taxed. And I think it's a very exciting bill. It's going to raise trillions of dollars. So let me end with saying that we need to demand that all Democrats take up the cause. And whether you're a Protestant or Catholic, whether you're Jewish or a Muslim, and whether you're an atheist or you're agnostic, please get religion on taxes. Thank you.